All right, guys, it's the Lando Show. Today we're talking about Dak Prescott, and particularly as it pertains to the obvious throwing shoulder injury, the ailment, the lat injury that he's dealing with right now. There seems to be a lot of misinformation out there, so I wanted to see if I could maybe provide a little bit of insight as to what's exactly going on, giving you guys a little bit of some background information. Me being an overhand thrower myself, overhead thrower. I don't know why I said overhand thrower. Obviously, I do play baseball. I'm a pitcher. I've dealt with shoulder injuries in the past. They are no stranger to me or anybody that has ever thrown a baseball with the consistency that I do. It's not something that's normal. It's actually much healthier to throw a football than it is to throw a baseball, believe it or not, because of the weight distribution. A football actually weighs 15 ounces as compared to a baseball that weighs 5 ounces. The heavier object of the football puts your shoulder in a more it just allows the body, for whatever reason, kinematically speaking, to organize itself to throw more efficiently. That's just the way that it is. So as it pertains to Dak Prescott, guys, there is some misinformation out there. I want to start by reading Gil Brandt's tweet that kind of sparked a little bit of a scare, I guess, across Cowboys Nation, and particularly a bunch of the fan base on Twitter that I've read, and maybe even some of the folks within the Cowboys media. Gil Brandt said, "Had a long talk with Dak Prescott yesterday out in Frisco. He expects to be out there when the Cowboys open the season. I think it would take a lot to keep him from playing, just not sure he'll be at 100%. So, first and foremost, and I heard Mike Fisher echo this sentiment as well, no football player is ever fully 100%. I don't believe that to be true. After they play a full 60 minutes of smash mouth football on a Sunday, they wake up Monday morning, I guarantee you, I can promise you that they don't feel like they're 100%. Me, myself, I can attest. I go out and throw in a baseball game, one inning. I wake up the next morning, my back's a little sore, body's a little sore. I would say it's probably anywhere from 95 to 98% when I wake up, and then just going through my routine, all of my mobility, stability work, all that stuff, arm care. I get myself ready to play the game, and I'm back to 100% again. Okay, so there's constant upkeep with as far as body maintenance is concerned throughout an NFL season. Gil Brandt is 100% correct there. He doesn't know if Dak will be at 100%. Most NFL players aren't. That's not a concern. For me, my biggest concern would be that Dak Prescott is a little bit out of sequence. I'm more concerned with the ramifications of the injury and him missing time right now than I actually am the injury itself lingering beyond week one and into parts of the season that would make Cowboys fans concerned. The main issue that I have with this whole deal is I'm not worried about Dak Prescott being available. He's going to play week one. That much I can promise you. He will be out there September 9th when the Cowboys take on the Bucs on Thursday Night Football. Dak Prescott will play. The only question is how fully healthy will he be? So I've seen people say he's making all the throws, and I don't think that's true, because when I see some of the videos, some of the practice film that they're showing out there of him throwing inside the star, or even in some of the joint practices, like by himself doing his own work with Britt Brown and the rest of the training staff, I'm not seeing him fully uncork and let the ball fly down the field 60, 50, 60, even sometimes, 65, 70 yards, whatever the case may be. I'm not seeing those throws. And so until I see that, then I'm not going to fully be able to sit here and say that, yeah, he's making all the throws. So as of right now, he's not making all the throws. But that's okay, because, again, the shoulder is weird. You can feel no pain but not be at 100%, because the shoulder, the body, the brain, it's so powerful. It will organize itself in a way to throw that so that you're not feeling any of that pain that was making the initial pain that made Dak kind of pull back the reins a little bit and say, hey, there's something going on. I need to probably tone it down, right? The body can organize itself in a way to throw to make sure that it doesn't feel that pain again. So that's thereby altering Dak's throwing mechanics, which thereby alters the accuracy throwing down the field, short, intermediate, and deep passes, as well as maybe some of the timing aspects, getting the ball out with the same amount of zip, the zip cap that he otherwise would have, throwing across his body or on the run or even on platform in the pocket. He doesn't have the same zip. So that's just the only concern that I would have, is just maybe very early on in the season, weeks 1 and 2, him just sort of kind of refamiliarizing himself and getting in sync, not only with his offensive line, but with his pass catchers that he's going to be throwing the ball to. So I would say, I would caution to say that, I'm worried about it. It's just something it's one of those technicalities where you want to make sure that your quarterback is on the same page with everybody within the offense, not concerned with him being on the field. At the very least, guys, we will see maybe a shortened playbook, a shrunken playbook, if you will, and just a heavy dose of Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard and maybe even Rico Dowdle getting some action in there in week 1. So we'll see how it plays out. But again, I just wanted to kind of get that news out there, encourage Cowboys fans not to panic. Take it from somebody like me. Again, I'm not a football player. I play baseball, but a lot of the same things that are involved with just the daily upkeep as far as the shoulder is concerned and how it works. So hope that makes sense, guys. People might actually be concerned with him not being available and playing in the preseason games. To me, I'm not concerned about that even in the slightest bit. I think there's more productive work that can be done in the joint practices against other teams like the Rams and the Cowboys are in Oxnard scrimmaging against LA. It's obviously a controlled environment, so you can make sure that the quarterback's not being touched. You throw a red jersey on him, he's not getting hit, but he's still seeing live 100% full speed reps. So to me, it's more concerning that he missed maybe some of the joint practices and as well as just all the training camp throws and reps in 7-on-7 drills and other just joint work with him and his wide receiver group, his pass catchers. But I'm of the belief that if you are not a rookie or fighting for a starting position or fighting for a job, you should not be playing preseason football. I know a lot of people disagree with that, and that's fine. There's differing opinions regarding just about everything now as far as football concerned, just because it's such a physical sport, right? You're trying to make sure that your guys are protected and healthy at all times, especially in the preseason. The last thing we need is another 2016 incident where Tony Romo injures his back again in the preseason against the Seahawks, and then a few days later, Kellen Moore breaks his leg in practice. He got stepped on, I think, by one of his offensive linemen. And then, lo and behold, here comes the Dak Prescott era. So could you just imagine, like, if, God forbid something like that happened again, we've got either Garrett Gilbert or, Cooper Rush or Ben DiNucci starting for us week 1 against the defending Super Bowl champions. I don't want to see that happen. So for me, that's maybe one of the bonuses about this whole deal is that he's actually missing preseason games because I don't believe that he should be out there anyways. If you can't be ready for a game despite having, say 2 series with the first team during your dress rehearsal in week 3 against the Houston Texans, if that is what it ultimately takes to get you ready for an NFL football game when the lights come on in week 1 when it really matters, then you may have bigger problems on your hands. So that's not a concern to me, him missing preseason football at all either.